Hello, Bacon!
What do you really need to start sewing your own clothes this year?
Let's get cozy and have a chat.
This video is sponsored by me, yours truly, but more on that later. Why do I sew my own clothes? Because I find fast fashion to be very, very boring. They never have anything I find interesting enough, and when they do, they don't fit me, so I end up having to alter them anyways. I want to release my bacon in an epic way, wearing what I want, whenever I want. Unless it's something involving tailoring or pants, I don't buy it. Sustainability is also something always in the back of my head, and I'm not even talking about the poor working conditions. Don't even get me started on that one. Those brands are not sustainable, no matter how hard they try. I know how things work behind the curtain. It's bad, period. No one can call themselves sustainable. Repurpose, reuse, upcycle whenever possible. This conversation really gets me triggered. This is my reasoning for doing this. What is yours? Forget about getting expensive and fancy sewing machines. You don't need them, and this is coming from a person who has an extensive sewing machine collection. Yes, I have a problem. I have a serious problem. You can sew by hand. I even heard it's relaxing. If you don't have the patience for it, or you have very earthquakey hands like I do, then get yourself a simple sewing machine with a straight stitch, a reverse stitch, and zigzag stitch. You don't need more than that. You don't need a sewing machine with 150 different stitches. There is no perfect sewing machine, so go with your gut and your budget. There are some great options out there under $100. Adopt, don't shop. Well, technically you are shopping, but get yourself a used sewing machine. Other machines are sturdier than the ones that we have today. They're not so plasticky, and the insides are mostly metal, so you can get really good old machines for really, really cheap. Especially if you're not sure that sewing is your thing at all. You do need a few tools to get started, but it's nothing crazy. What I recommend you get as a beginner is the seam ripper, needles, thread from polyester or cotton, a bodkin, a rotary cutter and a cutting mat, fabric shears, paper scissors, chalk or erasable pen for fabrics, pins, a measuring tape, pen and paper, and a thread cutter. Owl for punching is also important. My favorite fabric is anything 100% cotton, like satin or poplin. They're easy to sew and they don't misbehave much. Perfect for beginning. Once you have more confidence, then you can progress to more complicated fabrics, but never organza. We don't talk about organza. I use mostly white fabric because the bulk dyeing process can be very harmful for the environment, and I don't like it. I love color and patterns, so I choose to make my own using lesser evil methods. But more on that on another time. First things first, learn your machine. Most domestic machines are pretty similar in use, so you don't need to drown yourself in complicated explanations. Like any craft, you need to practice. Practice straight seams, keeping a stable and constant seam allowance, how to sew curves and edges. There is an infinite amount of beginner projects that you can use to practice. For example, pillowcases, tote bags, scrunchies, and gathered skirts. And that's just to name a few. Once you feel confident to start your first project, pick something of your interest and that you really plan on wearing. I have a sketchbook where I add all of my ideas and plans and how I'm going to sew things, and the basic thing is just take the garments apart so you have the basic geometric shapes. Planning on how you're going to sew and tackle something when you're a beginner is very important, but later things will get more natural and the steps will be easier and clearer. Pattern drafting is not as complicated as it seems. Most of it is just putting basic geometric shapes together. A skirt is nothing more than a basic rectangle, if you think about it. You can even make care of your own clothes and use no patterns whatsoever. Unfortunately, this method does not work for me because I'm a chunky lady and I cannot do garments that fit me well if I don't have a pattern. But I do agree it's annoying to calculate your own patterns every single time you want to make a new thing. So I recommend you get a pattern block. Also, some YouTube sews offer free patterns with the tutorial videos that they're posting. So it's really easy to make your own clothes without having to break your head with patterns and complicated calculations. Make yourself a basic sloper with your measurements, and that will be the template that you need to make anything you want. Anything you want. And that without having to go through the trauma of math every single time you want to make yourself a new piece of clothing. For this one, I have a decent playlist you can refer to. Link in the description and on the upper right corner of this video. What? Nothing. I think you're forgetting something important. What then? The thing. Yeah, I was about to start on that. Want me to do it? No, thanks. I can handle it. Are you sure? Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Can I continue now?
It was just a reminder. I'll leave now. I'm leaving.
So as I was saying,
We have better.
Seriously?
Sorry, I just couldn't hold it anymore.
fine, you do it. It's official. Now we have a line of pattern blocks that you can buy to release your bacon and your wardrobe in the easiest way possible. These are basic patterns that will help you create anything you want. Together with a pattern engineer, I developed a bodice/skirt sloper, a sleeve sloper, and a pant sloper for those of you who dare to wear pants. You can purchase the printed home version or the printed version at my website. Link down below. There was a lot of love involved in the making of these patterns, and I really hope that it can help you express yourself through fashion and ease your way into the sewist life. I really want to have an inclusive brand. Our range of sizes is from 32 up to 50. But if your size is not available, let me know and then we can prepare your size without any additional cost to you. Head over to my website and get yours now. And yes, we ship international.
Release the bacon.
Now back to you. I'm a fashion school dropout and sewing was not even in the curriculum. 90% of the things I learned by watching other people do it. YouTube is a great source of free information and I would be lying to you if I said that I never check it out how other people are doing stuff. I do have some books that I use for more advanced patterning techniques and I will link them in the description below. Most of my sewing is learning by error. My channel's not the best in teaching stuff, I know, because I'm here for the crazy things. But I'm listing some sources in the description of people who can really explain things and they are really good at what they do. So you can check them out. Testing and adjusting is also very important. Make it a size bigger so you can try it on inside out and make all the adjustments that you want, because taking a garment in is easier than making a smaller garment bigger. Trust me, I've done that. I've been there. There are several communities out there for people like you and like me. On Facebook, on Discord, even on Reddit. Get together with other people like us. Crazy sewists, violent sewists, bacon. You can check the description below for links to my beautiful community. Join our bacon family. There are a lot of pet pictures flying around. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask and I will make sure that your question is answered to the best of my ability. Subscribe and I'll see you soon. Ta-ta!